What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to the stream. My name is Marky, and today I'm going to be doing my own commentary on the tournament. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have to change the title real quick. It's my first ever time doing any type of commentary, so if I just start saying random shit, you know why. Right. So let me fuck. Right. So basically, day one, commentated by me. Alright, so basically, here's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so if you go to the leaderboards on the actual Fortnite, the game itself, you will actually find it, so you can watch them through yourself instead of So yeah, how are you all doing? Let's get the stream big. Let's go, man. Alright, chat, how y'all doing? Yo, let's go, man. It's gonna be a sick stream, dude. But remember, I'm the only guy running it, so I'm obviously running all the Fortnite stuff. So anything you see, I'm also controlling that. So it's gonna be hard for me to I'm not just commentating, I'm doing everything. So normally Fortnite have like a big group doing, like, someone's controlling the Fortnite, someone's controlling this, someone's controlling that. I'm the guy who's doing this. I'm just controlling all of it, right? But yeah, welcome everyone. This is the FNCS Invitational. If you don't know what it is, 100 players got invited, and 50 players got invited, and 50 pro players that earned it in here got in. So yeah, got Shadow Games, my guy. Welcome. It's my first time doing anything like this, right? Was checking if the games have started yet, and it looks like they have. So we're gonna hop into the games in just a second. We're gonna go to we're gonna go to every region today, yeah. We're having issues getting into them right now, to watch the live matches. So please do give me a minute. Of course, as you know, we are gonna have issues. Of course, this is EU. Yes, it is. Yeah. We're having issues. No. It's fine, no, because no matter what, we can always watch it from the start. There's hundreds and hundreds of people. Gonna have to reload the game, but while we reload the game, we can obviously talk to you guys. So how are you feeling today? Who do you think is going to win today? I'm looking at Benji and Mongol. You know, one of the best, some of the best players in EU. We are obviously going to have technical difficulties with me being the only person that is running it right now. However, don't worry, because we can always cut over to the official Fortnite live stream if needed. So yeah. Alright, we've got it all loading up right now. How you feeling, Shadow? How you feeling, man? Oh, we can watch him now. Yes, let's go. We're getting into game number 1. Of course, there is so many different games going on that we can only get into a few of them. Because obviously there's thousands and thousands of people participating in this event, and obviously it's not just 100 players. If this doesn't work out how we want it to work out, we will obviously use the Fortnite live stream instead of obviously commentating myself. But it should hopefully work the way we want it to, or not. I couldn't tell you right now. Quite a bit of lag. Right, yeah, we are gonna have to do what I knew we would end up having to do this. So yeah, we will have to just cut to the official Fortnite stream. I am sorry about this, but yeah, stuff's kind of it does glitch when you're doing this type of stuff. So we will have to just live stream, but it's fine. It is fine because remember you know, I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be, you know, but yeah. Fam, don't tell me there's ads in this shit. Alright, so
we're experienced travelers passing through.
We're gonna get into it, alright.
Of how he plays, his level of confidence, and the style. He plays for the high ground, but he goes to take it at an appropriate time, knowing how much resource he has, and it'll vary between each game. I know it's kind of getting a little off topic of the open section here, but when you're looking at that, these open guys, yes, they want to be in the top 600, but they also have to consider being that 600th player means you still have to fight against that top 1. You're still going to be put in a solo lobby, so how do you deal with that kind of pressure? And I consider measuring everyone in Middle East up to the Soriano bar right now.
That's pretty fair, you know, and that's something that we do have to consider is, yes, they're already invited players, and these players are going to be joining them, and now they have to think, okay, like, I've got my shot. It's time to make a name for myself and put myself out there, whereas I may not be as popular as these other people, I'm ready to be, like, I'm here for a reason. I've shown you guys why I should be here, and now it is their time to shine. So we'll have to see how the competition develops for every single player out there, especially as we start to whittle down the competition all the way up to grand finals. Now, before we do get started, there's two things we do want to talk about. The first is the competitive updates in 2020. If you guys want to head on over to FN Competitive over on Twitter, give us a follow. There are some updates there on the competitive plans for 2020. That is where we're posting all kinds of updates for Fortnite over on competitive. So please do yourself a favor, follow that, keep it up to date. The other thing is we are trying a new format with additive scores across both days of the competition. Due to the tiebreaker influence, we will not show final combined leaderboards at the end of day 2. And instead, we'll finalize these results and confirm winners after the broadcast. We just want to be 100% certain the tiebreakers and all the rules line up so we can move players on to the next week. But gentlemen, that's pretty much it. The battle bus is currently being loaded. Players are hopping on right now, and you guys will be riding shotgun. Are you guys ready? Like, it's so awesome to be back. Like, I'm so pumped right now. I'm trying to, like, hold myself back because the Zeke inside of me is just ready to be like, Fortnite fam, what up, you know?
I think we already passed that part of the show. You already greeted everyone here. You got that out of your way. It's okay. Take a deep breath in, Zeke.
I know.
Nice deep breath out, and then it's good. Dude, I'm excited too. I'm ready to get in there, but just like these players, you have to temper your excitement a little bit, right? We got to be able to dive into it. We got to be able to get in the game. But as you said, riding shotgun with a shotgun, or maybe not if we're a controller player, but it looks like we're ready to jump into the matches.
That's right, gentlemen. The games are ready. The battle bus is launching. You guys will be riding shotgun, so take us in.
Appreciate that very much, Zeke. And now hopping on board with the almighty Very Gold, Karas RR. Looks like he's heading down over towards a little bit past Lazy Lake and going for a southern drop spot. Let's see if he decides to go towards the POI or towards one of these, I call them scavenger routes, where one of the biggest changes in this season is that chest spawns are 100%. And Child, that has had a huge impact on how people go about moving around the map.
Yeah, this whole chapter, it started out in team modes primarily, but when you switch it over to solos, it changes so much because, as you said, scavenging, you can do it very stealthily, sneakily, and when you're by yourself, super fast. But when someone interrupts your route, as we can see over here, although not a scavenger spot, a big POI, retail row, you get into fast fights very fast that are isolated.
Oh, and that was a fast fight quickly. Jex is making fast work of AUT there, not letting him get anywhere there. And we talk about retail kind of being one of these bigger POIs, but honestly, with all of the changes to the map and how it's kind of pulled people more towards the outsides, going for the mythic POIs, looking for those rotations, we don't see generally huge contentions coming around some of these interior POIs before, particularly in the more stacked games, in those FNCS lobbies where people will stake a claim and be like, hey, I've landed here all season, good luck. In the opens, when multiple people will have the same drop spot, particularly in solos, it can happen. But right now, he has the entirety of the east side of retail to himself after cleaning up that one elim.
I think that's a result because of all these mythic POIs around them. Like, you can see the grotto just to the north of Retail Row. When people aren't there, they're usually going to be in POIs like this. These get more stacked. They become scary. So if you're here first, if you're here to defend your nation, basically, against everyone else dropping down, you build a reputation up. Even if you are an up-and-comer like Jexus, you can just see everyone stay away from his side, fight out at the houses, because in scrims, he's probably beat them 10 times over.
Yeah, or he might have had that perfect drop. We talk about how good it is. Tfue is one person to study, just those early drops in order to get an advantage. You can see here Jex is about to third party in here, just taking some rifle shots. You can see 76 players left remaining. We're about to hit that first placement point. It will only be a single one, but it kind of alleviates a little bit of that issue you had before, where when you were knocked out so far out, you weren't getting anything and it felt super bad. Granted, it is just the 1 point, but sometimes that's all that matters. Jex is now creeping up on the wall here, trying to play a little bit slow. Only has the 23 builds available to him, so he can't get into a long drawn-out fight, but it looks like he's just trying to sneak in and find an elim. FA Scale picks up Flu Fishy, which gives us that top 75, and Jex is still just creeping here.
Yeah, right now it's also already just about survival. His points are going to start to rack up very fast. My question is, has anyone actually heard him come all the way up top at this location? Now, after breaking a few walls, having a say in the fight, he can finally get his word out there until someone else starts screaming back, though, because he's taking shots back, although elevated, possibly not the third party, but the third party. You're in this position, takes out Senny. Now it's just him in a 1v1. We'll see if it's possible. He's going to regroup all the way to the top. But so far, Jexus is playing aggro and playing right.
Yeah, playing very well. Takes a little bit of fall damage there, but he's going to push onto YouTube Tasox here, trying to not let him get away. He knew that other player was there, probably has him at a disadvantage. And frankly, it looks like he doesn't really care. It looks like he just wants to fight and play for it.
Yeah, still using that sneaky maneuver strategy first before going all in. This time, though, switching things up and staying low ground rather than high. Now, the advantages of this is that, first of all, if there's someone else coming through, you're not going to be affected too hard. And at the same time, you get these cheeky angles that push you into boxes, straight up through walls, phasing through. Now, from the top down, the advantages of this pressure is that your shots can land a little bit better. On even ground, it's going to be a 50-50. It's all about controlling the wall. So he'll try to, but he doesn't have the control yet. Now, not controlling the edit. Finally, in the box, and once again, a steaming truck rolling straight through. Jexus has 3 eliminations already, and his game is starting live.
That was so good by Jexus. I'm not sure if you caught it, but when his opponent re-edited the wall there and Tasox edited it, he made sure he hit it with the tack and then force face through right away because the edit lowered the wall strength so the tack would one-shot it, and Jexus forced in when Tasox went to take the other shot. Very well played from SFC right there. Brilliantly done from him. I mean, just a really good push. Now we're flipping on over to Panjok, trying to get a little push down here. Has the bandage cannon as well as the uncommon tactical. Porta Potty does get jumped into. He's trying to defend over on the yacht side right now. Crazy Pete is just sitting inside there, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure right now this is undestructible, so Pans is going to have to wait and see what's up. At one point, we talked about the difference in the format as well. He could possibly sit here for a long time and accrue points that he probably wouldn't get because although he does have builds in this position, he's going to be hopping out and taking a free shot straight to the head. This, at the same time, is slowing down Pan's game. I'm not sure how worth this is going to be, but definitely a stalemate fight at its best.
I mean, at absolute best. I mean, he does have the harpoon gun. There's a bandage cannon on the other side, though. So if both players just want to chill, they can. Panwatch has a supply drop from a player he had already dropped over there. A nice little cash hanging out. And Crazy Pete is just gonna chill. He's not moving. Storm is now coming in. But as you talked about, he has the ability to stay here and just wait it out. You can see he's trying to bait him, but there's really no reason for him to leave.
And there he goes. He jumps out. Doesn't have to leave, but just comes right there for a shot in. Gets nothing off. Actually takes damage. And now in an even worse position. Possibly can get taken out of the spot if someone else jumps in. And that's going to be the case here. A final 50-50. Lots of shots missed by Pen and Pete. Wow, the patience pays off. And he gets to survive, going right back in. A third party comes in. Jumps out again. Pete,
no!
The porta potty maintenance technician, making sure everything works well. Pooping on the competition.
I mean, yeah, just insert whatever appropriate mongrel quote there, because Pete just absolutely took them to town and which just wasn't even fair. Like, there was no reason he should have won that fight, but he's able to just outplay both of them as Ventox catches a heavy sniper bullet with his face. He's like, don't worry, get down, Mr. President, I got you. Noisy, seeing that happen, immediately goes over and, oh, what? That was the grapple player!
Okay.
That's so huge.
That,
he just got gifted it.
He got gifted that and a golden RPG as well. Already has big shields, the options for minis to take, but with this loadout, do you even really need it? Because now the refreshers are going to be coming in. I think Noisy has the hardest loadout in the entire lobby, and Lilith might be walking into a trap.
However, Lilith has the high ground with a heavy snipe RPG combo himself. Noisy needs to be able to make a play, has enough mats, has the grappler as well. No white heals, however, is not going to need it unless his opponent is able to get a solid connection off on him. The question is, I don't know if Lilith knows that he has the grappler, and you don't want to give up that information if you don't have to. The second you give up that information in the fight, the opponent is going to be able to change how they play and kind of account for it. Here it goes, and look, right away, the second the grappler goes off, Lilith blocks it off, and now Noisy is stuck on the low ground. Lilith immediately knows if the grappler comes out, he's going to have to wall off and then go for the aggro, but he doesn't matter. He's trying to heavy snipe into the box because he wants that grappler now. Shy?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good strategy to kind of stay away from this and trying to build out the fight. Maybe let a third party come in. This will make Lilith use a lot of mats and try to maintain that height. You can see it because every drop down will cost about 100 mats. At the same time, playing this quiet with all this loot kind of shows that you're unconfident, and if someone else has a heavy sniper, they're ready to get in. That's going to be bad. There it is. Doesn't get the actual piece control for the stair inside the box, but once again, we'll have height. Look at this, though. He's already used about 300 mats to maintain this position, although reconnected. If he keeps going down for shots like this, quick bites and attacks, he's going to run out of steam. That's when Noisy can clap back.
Honestly, it seems like Noise is just playing defense until he gets his opportunity, pushes back into Lilith there. Lilith loses the piece control, but hits a great 100 shot there. Quick little blip, we catch on up. Lilith, though, trying to disengage, did hit the 100 tag and hasn't been hitting back. Able to put the pressure on here, and honestly, Noisy doesn't look like he wants this fight. He looks like he just wants to disengage and try and wait it out, but Lilith isn't giving him any room. We did hit that second placement threshold, getting into the top 50 now, but Lilith, it's all about whether or not he can get this grappler. If he's able to get this, it will have been 2 eliminations, as well as the mythic control. We did see that the shields were able to get popped off. We know he had double heavy shields there, so he should be back up to 100, but the question is, can he get out? They're not going to be forced to move for another minute at least, so they're really just stuck in this isolated 1v1, but honestly, this is super important because the amount of mythic control there, and you can see Lilith just desperately trying to use that heavy sniper recently tampered with, but however, still will one-shot the side of all the builds, so highly impactful.
I mean, like, all Noisy can do right now is just wait for someone to walk by, but with Pleasant not being in zone, with this fight being so isolated, it might already be over the way he's playing. I feel like Lilith has got almost every wall. Once again, gets another quick shot, a big shot off. Although low ground can quickly switch all the way up, we know he owns so many materials all the way up here. Now Noisy will have to build in defense, but once again getting his wall taken, will not have the resources left, I don't think, to stay in here. The pyramid finally comes in, and now Lilith gets to choose what to take. Obviously, will pick up the grappler, the mythic AR as well, and now has rain on the entire lobby.
Yeah, picking up Sky's loadout there, as well as 2 elims and the 2 rounds of placement points, so already getting 10 points, brilliantly done from him. The one thing I do want to note from that fight, and it's probably just a little bit of commentary on him, I think his wall control was exceptionally well there. He was struggling to get that pyramid in. The second he got that in, ended the fight, right? So it's like, the more he can work on getting those pyramids and the ramps in, like, honestly, otherwise, his piece control and the way he was working around that fight when he was at a disadvantage in terms of the utility in his kit, I was pretty impressed.
I mean, he's got the option of a war on all fronts, basically. Usually, sometimes people choose to just stay from up top, get your pyramid and your floor, and make you move boxes, already controlling the other boxes, pyramids, and floors. But what Lilith did there is just drop down on multiple walls, kind of notched away at everything you control, and then finally has that clincher, getting the pyramid when you least expect it, finishing off the fight. Although makes it so that you spend so much time in there, it guarantees an elimination. And against someone with that kind of loot, that's the best route to take. It
reminded me a lot of a kind of watered down version of the